Is this any different from regular algebra? No, your job is to isolate the variable, yes? But there's a couple of things we have to do at the end. So what am I going to do with this very first question to isolate that variable? Well, the variable is locked in the radical, yes? So I'd better isolate the radical first. What do I need to do to get that radical alone? Obviously on the first one. I need to move that. Now we're all in the 11th grade, right? Do I really need to write minus 8 anymore? Do I? If I do, I will. Everyone's cool with me just moving stuff over the equal sign? All right. So now I have the root of z equals what? How do I get rid of the radical? Square it. Square it. Z equals 25. Now, should I check? Of course I should. I'm not allowed any negatives under there, right? So Z has to be greater than 0. Is it? Yep. Then I check. What is the square root of 25? What is 5 plus 8? Does 5 plus 8 equal 13? So this is the right answer. Is everybody good? All right, that's the super easy one. If you can do that, believe it or not, you can do every single one of them, okay? So, what am I going to do with the next one? You're going to get rid of that 3 because you want to get that radical isolated. So that's going to come over here, and I'm going to get 15 equals 5 root 8 minus x, yes? Is the radical isolated yet? No, so isolate it. What do I do to get rid of 5 times something? Divide by 5, divide by 5. 3 equals the root of 8 minus x. I'll get it. Go for Myers. I teach in here every day, all 4 blocks. I don't know. Okay. Okay. You too. Bye. So, now, what do I need to do to get rid of the radical? I need to square both sides. Squared, squared. 9 equals 8 minus x. Now what? Pardon me? Move the 8. So 1 equals negative x. So what does x equal? Negative 1. Now I need to check. 8 minus x has to be greater than or equal to 0, yes? So negative x has to be greater than or equal to negative 8, yes? So x has to be less than or equal to positive 8, yes? Is negative 1 less than 8? So it meets the restriction. What's my next job? Check it. Can I check it here? I could, but that's a mess. Is it better to check it there? Yes. What is 8 minus 1? 9. What is the square root of 9? What is 3 times 5? Does 15 equal 15? So have I done my radical equation properly? Yes. Now, let's go on to the one that is actually medium hard, or medium plus. Should you change your methods in any way? First of all, what is it about that third one that made all of you go and have a little bit of a mini throw up? The fraction. Because you're North American students, most of you, and you're all scared to death of fractions. Because apparently sometime in your life, a fraction came up to you and beat the piss out of you, and now you're scared of them. That's the only excuse, because the only reason to be scared of something, as scared as fractions as you guys are, is if they came and beat you up. I am scared of nothing. Nothing has come to beat me up. Therefore, I am not scared of anything. If I were in Nairobi and a lioness stalked me, I would be scared, because that lioness would beat me up. But fractions will not. They are nothing to be scared of. And yet you are all scared of them. Yes? No, I'm not scared of them anymore. I'm scared of stupid things that I might choose to do in a bathroom stall, which I no longer do anymore because of my broken arm and my concussion. Many of you who were not in my classes before do not know that I have a love-hate relationship with bathroom stalls. You may hear the story one day, but not right now, because right now we are solving radical equations. Is the radical isolated? Yes. So what should I do? I should square it, because it doesn't matter what's under there, whether it's a fraction or not. What if it was a drawing of a lion, of which I am scared? Would I be scared of the square root of a lion? No, I would square it, but then the lion would be out and I'd be in trouble. Oh, funny joke about squaring. Wait, stop, wait. I poured my root beer into a square cup. Now I just have beer. I didn't do Dad Joke Thursday, so I'm going to hit you with a couple things. Wait, I got another one. Do you know what happened to me at the doctor yesterday? He told me I was colorblind. It came out of the purple. You don't get that one? When something strikes you that you're not ready for, it comes out of the blue. But I was colorblind, so it came out of the purple. Nothing's funnier than explaining a joke. All right, so back to letting the lioness out from under the radical sign. What should I do here? Regardless of what is under there, I need to set it free. What must I do to set that fraction free and therefore begin my taming of the fraction? So I am no longer scared of it. I square it. And what do I get on the left? Q squared over 2 plus 11. What do I then have to do on the right? Square it. And that is, of course, Q squared minus 2Q plus 1. Yes? Excellently done, ladies and gentlemen. What should I now do with that 11? I would move it to the other side because I have an 11 there and I have a 1 there. That's a lot of numbers. And even though if I don't know where I'm going, I know that I can gather all my numbers together. So that will get me Q squared over 2 equals Q squared minus 2Q. That comes over here and I get minus 10, yes? There's still a fraction there. I'm still scared. My mouth is filling with my mini throw up. I'm in trouble because I haven't defeated the fraction yet. Aaron Danny. Of course you would multiply by what? 2. Because that's all you need to get rid of a fraction. They're so scary. Oh no, whatever will I do? Darn it. Help me, Obi-Wan, help me. Oh wait, I multiply by 2. Damn, that was hard. Q squared equals 2Q squared minus 4Q minus 20. Yeah? Now, again, I've got a Q squared and another Q squared. Fortunately, I've done grade 9 math, and I know what I can do with like terms, which is what? Collect them. I have 2 Q's there, and I'm bringing that Q over, so it becomes a subtraction, and I get q squared minus 4q minus 20. Now you're stuck if you are not from another country. Because now you want to factor this. Except what? You cannot factor it. So once you are there, if you are not from another country, you are stuck until we get to page 80 in our books. Don't turn to page 80 now. When we get to page 80 in our books, this will become apparent to you. How many of you went further than this because you are from another country and know what to do? Lucas, and as along with Lucas should have gone Anna and Gabriel and Isabella and Arlene and Mia and Rena. Possibly Arundani. Did you know what to do next? No? Okay. Deepinder, did you know what to do next? I forgot you. I'm sorry. What a that's appalling. You should let that lioness on me, and then that'll sort me out. Deepinder also would know what to do. And what did you do, Lucas? Yes, you have a name for it that is not what we call it. No. Yes, we call it the quadratic formula. And what that is, yeah. So you did know what to do. You liar. Carlos, did you know what to do? All right. Well, Carlos spent an extra year here, and Danny, losing all his math skills from your country because we were so far behind. Right, Carlos? Yeah. See. Okay. The answer, for those of you that attempted it, is 2 plus or minus 6 root 6. And then, of course, you would check. And I believe it is minus. Just. Now, all the rest of you, don't worry. Now you have something to look forward to. Page 80 will not just be a page. Page 80 will be like Christmas. Or whatever winter festival you celebrate. Instead of Christmas. Because I am an open-minded, multicultural dude. Okay? Okay. Now, all joking aside, all of you were able to get to there, yes? And if it was factorable, you knew what to do, right? Okay. So let's come to this guy. You try these guys. I shouldn't assume that they identify as guys. That's not fair. You try these ones. Okay. Is it isolated? Is the radical isolated? Is the radical isolated? He waited for his class to respond with a yes or no. So what do we do? Oh, yeah! Working it. It's almost the end of the day in Brazil, right? It's time to party. Yeah! Because every weekend's a 3-day weekend in Brazil. Woo! No. Although I will tell you, in Ecuador, there are something like 52 holidays a year. There's like a long weekend every weekend. Brazil, too. Latin America, man, they know how to live. You don't work to live. You don't live to work there. You work to live. All right. Anna says square it. Square it. D plus 5 equals D squared minus 2D plus 1. Then what? Then what? He gave a giant hint to his students. You should combine your like terms, Damaris. You must have been hanging out in Brazil because you know how to party. D squared minus 3D. What should you do with that? Starts with an F, ends with an R, has acto in the middle of it. Factor, and you get D plus 1 and D minus 4. So D has to equal what? Minus 1 or plus 4. Now, let's check. D plus 5 has to be greater than or equal to 0. D has to be greater than or equal to negative 5. Are both of them greater than or equal to negative 5? Yeah. We're in trouble. Both of them might work. Damn. So we better check them both. What's negative 1 plus 5? 4. What's the square root of 4? 2. What's negative 1 minus 1? Minus 2. Does 2 equal negative 2? Not in my universe. So we can't have negative 1. He's a North American who's hanging out down in Brazil. Doesn't know what to do on a Friday afternoon. He's walking around. Why is everybody having a good time? We should still be at work. It's only 3 o'clock. We should still be at work. What's 4 plus 5? 9. What's square root of 9? 3. What's 4 minus 1? Does 3 equal 3? Hoppa! Yeah! Flashing lights, music. Yeah. 4 is right. What's going on here? What don't I like about that? I don't like all those numbers. So I'm going to get rid of them. How do I go about getting rid of 2, 2, and 14? Oh, I wouldn't even do that first. I would divide first to make it easier. N plus root n squared minus 7 equals 7. Now what would you do? You'd move that n. N squared plus 7 equals 7 minus n. Then what? You'd square both sides. N squared plus 7 equals 49 minus 14n plus n squared. Then what would you do? Yeah! You'd bring the 7 over here? Really? That's crazy talk. You cancel the n squareds. Because one n squared and another n squared, the same sign on both sides, are gone. Then I would move that. Okay, you want to do it that way? We can do it that way. Move the 14 over there. I think they're going to fight. 14n equals 42. What does n equal? 3. Then I check. N squared minus 7 has to be greater than or equal to 0. N squared has to be greater than or equal to 7. N has to be greater than or equal to the square root of 7, which is 2.65. Is 3 greater than 2.65? Yeah, so 3 might work, so then we check. Is 3 squared, what is 3 squared? 9. What's 9 minus 7? 2. What is it? Square root of 2? 4. Square root of 2 is 4? What? What? So what did I do wrong? I know what I did wrong, Rena. I actually did this one on purpose. Okay? I actually did. That's why I said, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong that all of you let me do?
The answer is 4.
I know the answer's 4, but I wrote 3. You want to see that I know the answer's 4? What's that say, Derek? Where did I write that in? Pencil. When did I write it? Before I did this. So why is it all of you sat there and let me go all the way to there?
You didn't let me pass the 2 n to other side.
Nope.
It's bad, it's worse, but it works for me.
I know it works for you, but you did something I did. You let me do something up here and said it was cool. And it's a mistake that all of you make all the time. What did I do? What's that? What's that? What's that? How many of you ever put a plus or a minus in the wrong spot? How many of you? All of you have done that at one point. Now, I put a plus there on purpose, and I know these clowns don't believe me, but I put it there on purpose because I knew that I was going to get n equals 3. And n equals 3 doesn't work here, does it? And that should make no sense, yes? So, no, I know, Heyman, you wouldn't say anything. It was Tirath and Jazzkarn. So this is minus 7. So what is it really? It's n squared minus 7 equals 49 minus 14n plus n squared. The n squared still cancel, but this is minus 7. This is negative 56 equals negative 14n, and n equals 4. Now, does that work? What's 4 squared? Minus 7 is 9. All right, is 9, square root of 9 is 3. 4 plus 3 is 7, and I'm good. The reason I did it is simply to show you that you must check at the end. Because how easy and how often have you people in a long line of work put a plus where there should be a minus? Or a minus where there should be a plus? Every single one of you, yes? All right. Now I'm going to give you the hardest question I could possibly give you at this point in radical equations. It's so hard that if it was wearing a bikini briefs, it would be in a bodybuilding contest, is how hard this question is. Okay? It is the rock of these questions. Yes. Are you ready? Oh, you're ready, Heyman. Don't be that way. You're ready. You're ready. You're not soft. You wrestle. You're not soft. You probably even wrestle without that ear thing. Yeah, damn right you do, because cauliflower ears are for tough guys. Damn right they are. No, it's not really. He has to wear that thing. And that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Protective gear is always okay. Yeah. Cauliflower ears are disgusting. You don't want a cauliflower ear. If we have spare time and you don't know what I mean when I say cauliflower ear, I'll show you a picture. They're one of the most disgusting things you can have done to your body. Anyways, are you all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Anyone? No? Oh, look, it's such a party. My TV died.
I thought you said you were tired today.
What?
I thought you said you were tired today.
You know how your parents used to say to you, go to bed, you're overtired? You've never heard that? As my dad used to say it to me all the time, like, Dad, shut up. How can I be overtired? If I'm overtired, obviously I would want to sleep, and all I want to do is rock out. My dad says, yeah, that's because you're overtired. Now go to bed, I'm going to belt you in the face. He didn't say that really, but that was what was implied. And I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then I had kids of my own. And you miss a window when it's time to put your kids to bed. And if you miss that window, they turn into raving lunatics. Yes, at every age. You people will do it too. If you miss your sleep window because you have what's called a circadian rhythm, and that circadian rhythm is a natural cycle of energy in your body. It replenishes about every 90 minutes. So if this is your peak, 90 minutes later you will be at your peak. And you should sleep at your low point, which is 45 minutes later, which means you have a 45-minute gap to fall asleep in. If you miss that, your body naturally comes back up, and that makes it difficult to sleep. And it happens about every 90 minutes. It's true. You can Google it. Circadian rhythm. I got rhythm. I got rhyme. Anyways, you learn something new in this class every day. Go home and Google circadian rhythms, and you'll be like, damn. And then your mom will say, it's time for you to go to bed. And you would say, no, Mom, I'm actually at a peak of my circadian rhythm. This would be the worst time for me to go to bed. And your mom would be like, shut up, go to bed. Unless it was my mom, then we'd be like, go to bed. But it was a different time back then. Here we go. 7 plus root 3x equals root 5x plus 4 plus 5. Holy crap, Myers, what have you just done? Showing you something you haven't seen before. Do you have all the tools to solve it? Give it a shot. I do with those two 4s? I can cancel them because same thing on both sides, yeah? What should I do with that 3? Move it over here. There's 5 x's there. When I move that over, it becomes what? 2x, correct? Is everybody happy with that? Okay. Is this radical isolated? It's not, is it? It's not. So what should I do? I could divide by 4, couldn't I? But if I divide by 4, oh my God, what does that give me? A fraction. What are all of you going to do when that fraction comes in the room? Mini throw up. So, do I need to divide that 4 out of there? If I square it, will I still get rid of the radical? And what will I get? 16. And what is root 3x squared? 16 times 3x equals 4x squared, yes? Now, what is 16 times 3x? 48x equals 4x squared, yes? Bring that over there. 4x squared minus 48x. What do you need to do? What have you been doing every time you get to the end like this? Factoring, right? What will come out of there? 4x. And what will stay in there? X minus 12. And all of that has to equal 0, yes? Well, we know when there's a bracket equaling 0, x is just the opposite sign of that, yes? Well, what will make this true? 4x equals 0. What does x have to be? So x is either 0 or 12. Everybody see why? Yes. Now, what do I need to make sure I check? I need to check restrictions, and I need to check which of those work. Because either none of them are going to work, or one of them is going to work, or both of them is going to work. So let's check our restrictions. What are our restrictions? 5x plus 4 has to be greater than or equal to 0, yes? 5x has to be greater than or equal to negative 4. X has to be greater than or equal to negative 4/5. Are both of those bigger than negative 4/5? Yes. 3x must also be greater than 0, right? So x must be greater than or equal to 0. Are those both greater than or equal to 0? So they're okay on the restrictions. So then all I got to do is check them both. How do I check them? Where in here can I go to check them? Where in all of this can I go to check them?
16 multiplied by 3x equals 4x squared.
I could check it there?
Yeah.
I can't check it there, Louis. Can you think of a reason why? Because I've already squared, yes? Yeah. Once I square, that opens up the ability to have negative numbers, correct? So I can't do it unless I have at least one radical involved, preferably both radicals involved. Where is the only place I have both radicals involved? Where is the only place I have both radicals involved? Oh, right, it's where it's green. If these are going to work, then this has to be equal, doesn't it? Where does the 12 go? In the x. What's 3 times 12? 36. What's the square root of 36? 6. What's 2 plus 6? 8. So when I do 12, I get 8 on the left, don't I? Come over here. What's 5 times 12? 60. Plus 4? Square root of 64? Does the left side equal the right side? Yes. So is 12 okay? Let's check 0. What's the square root of 0? 0. What's 2 plus 0? 2. What's 0 plus 4? 4. What's square root of 4? Does 2 equal 2? So is that one right? So we had 2 answers. They were both correct. And they both met the restrictions. Is everybody good? Yeah? All right. How many people feel they would like to have another look at the radical equations assignment, which was 4 marks? And by another look, you will notice I have pleasantly not come around and check homework. So if you haven't done any of it, you're now able to do some of it, which would get you some marks, which are better than no marks. Does anybody want more time, or do I go straight into review now? Or straight into marking it now? A little more time? I have 203. I am marking it at 210. Oh, I'm very thirsty. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. Parneet, you're in charge. Careful about those Brazilians. They might be partying at the back where you're not paying any attention. Damaris. Yeah. Did I record that? Oh, damn. I wasn't stereotyping the Brazilian kids. They actually have been partying all class, so it makes it okay. Yeah, of course. All right. Number one. Before I show you, who gonna tell me the answer? I'll wait a moment while you argue. My computer is messing up, so.
I thought it would be fixed by now.
No, of course not, Louis. It's a piece of crap machine. You can't fix piece of crap. All right, so what's the answer to number 1?
Negative 49.
-49/6. And that is the right answer. I would accept, oops, that was a bad thing to do. I would accept -8 1/6, of course. And there is why it works. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about 2? It's already there. Yeah, which is 18.5. Right? Number 3, we already did number 3 as a practice question. -1, and it worked. What about number 4? Square root of 28. That's a tough one to check, right? Right? Well, some people will think it's tough, Deepinder, because it's not a nice number. Because it's not, there isn't a square root of 28, is there? But the square root of 28 squared is 28. 28 minus 3 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5, so it was easy to check. Now, would I be just as happy if you had 2 root 7 there? Would I be even happier? Would I be Sao Paulo on a Friday night happy? Well, maybe not that happy, because I've never been to Sao Paulo on a Friday night, but I hear it's a good time. Which is better, Rio or Sao Paulo? Rio on a Friday night? But not Brasilia. Brasilia sucks. Yeah. Okay. What about Manaus? I know, right? I want to go to Manaus. For all of you who don't know where Manaus is, it's like 1,000 kilometers up a river. You can't even drive to it. You have to take a boat or fly. But it's a giant city. It's like 300,000 people there. What's number 5? 4 what? 4 or minus 16. Yes. What's number 6? 10. Excellent. And without doing any actual work, which is the one there that doesn't work? Top, middle, or bottom? Middle? Bottom. Because if you bring that 9 over there, you get a -7. Can the answer to any radical question be negative? No. This one fools people, Lucas, because they bring that 4 over and they see -13, but they forget there's a negative right there. Huh? Now, every question was worth 2, so that's out of 12, except the last one, which is worth 1, it's out of 13. Give yourself a mark out of 13. And I'll get that mark from you on Tuesday. Tuesday we start something new. What do we do Wednesday? Test. On what? Factoring, polynomial multiplication, radical equations. Yeah? Yeah. And I'm putting it on the board so it's 100% official. Polynomial test on Oct 10th.
Is that Tuesday?
No, it's a Woden's Day. I wouldn't give you a test on a first day back after a long weekend. It's crazy talk, Louis. Hey, somebody do me a favor. If you're sitting by an empty chair, put up 2. Have a good weekend. If you're eating turkey, gobble gobble. If you're not eating turkey, you're still going to gobble gobble because you're having a feast of some kind. Your test, ladies and gentlemen, your test covers pages 50 to 66. And I recorded that, so you all know